Katie and I lead the pre and semi-formal pathways here at Manor Primary. And today we're going to talk about early reading and we're going to look at sharing our favourite stories. And I'm going to give you some tips and tricks about how to engage your child in storytelling and sharing stories. So, the first most important thing is that we cue your child into knowing what we're going to do now. So the way we do that here at school is we use our symbol and our sign. So now it's time for a story. So we can sign, now it's time for a story. If your child follows the pre-formal pathway, there's an additional song that we use to cue into the children to our stories. So I'll sing it for you so that you can sing this with your child at home. A story, listen to a story, a story, a story, listen to a story. Now, today's story that I'm going to talk you through to tell you all these tips and tricks is one of my favourite stories, and that's a story called Room on the Broom. So, I'm sure you'll be familiar with this story. One of the reasons that this is one of my favourites, it's got a lot of repetition and rhyme and rhythm. And the first tip I would say to you is don't worry if you stumble over your words or you get any of them wrong. Just keep going. It doesn't matter if you read a couple of words wrong or you miss a couple out. Just try and keep with the flow of the story. And you don't need to do your best primary school impression and have the book turned around like this so you're trying to read it over. That takes years of practice. It took me a long time in teaching to be able to do that. There's no problem why your child can't sit on your lap and feel the vibrations of your voice, or sit next to you or lie next to you, so you can both be looking at the page together. Or if you do want to turn the book around, if you're sharing with more than one child or they're not sat in such close proximity to you, the best way is to use your non-dominant hand to hold the book, okay? So that you can hold it at a slight angle to be able to see, so you can look at the text in the picture at the same time. So we'll start the story. The witch had a cat in a very tall hat and long ginger hair which she wore in a plait. How the cat purred and how the witch grinned as they sat on the broomstick and it flew through the wind. But how the witch wailed and how the cat spat when the wind blew so wildly it blew off her hat. Down, cried the witch, and they flew to the ground. They searched for the hat, but no hat could be found. Then out of the bushes on thundering paws there bounded a dog with a hat in his jaws. So, even at the very start of the story, I'm bringing the children in by varying the volume and the intonation in my voice. So, whenever there is repeated language, like down, cried the witch, I might try and use a gesture or use a certain volume or tone in my voice because that's language that's going to be repeated. And then I might want to think about adding an action in repetitive phrases in the book so that children can pick up on these and start to learn about repetition and rhythm in storytelling. I'll show you what I mean. He dropped it politely, then eagerly said, as the witch pulled the hat firmly down on her head, I am a dog, as keen as can be. Is there room on the broom for a dog like me? Yes, cried the witch, and the dog clambered on. The witch tapped the broomstick, and whoosh, they were gone. So children can feel the air as the book moves around in front of them, and that will cue them in. So that's going to happen several times in this story. Over the fields and the forest they flew, the dog wagged his tail and the stormy wind blew. The witch laughed aloud, and held on to her hat, but away blew the bow from her long ginger plait. Oh no! Where's it gone? So don't be afraid to add in your own sound effects so you can practice your best witch laughing. And you can add in some key phrases as well. Oh no, where's it gone? Oh, can you see? Tweet twoo. Oh, a bird's hiding. Don't worry, just add in your own sound effects. Down, cried the witch, and they flew to the ground. They searched for the bow, but no bow could be found. Then out from a tree with an ear-splitting shriek, there flapped a green bird with the bow in her beak. She dropped it politely and bent her head low, then said, as the witch tied her plait in a bow, I am a bird as green as can be. Is there room on the broom for a bird like me? Oh, look what's coming up. Yes, cried the witch. So the bird fluttered on. The witch tapped the broomstick and whoosh, they were gone. So you can see how the language and the repetition builds up. Okay, we're going to move on a little bit in this story to another bit that I want us to get to. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit and show you about changing the speed that you read the text at to build drama and suspense in the story. Okay, so this is a very vital part in this story. If you haven't read it before, no spoilers, but something exciting is going to happen. Then all of a sudden, from out of a pond leapt a dripping wet frog with a dripping wet wand. He dropped it politely, then said with a croak, as the witch dried the wand on a fold of her cloak, I am a frog as clean as can be. Is there room on the broom for a frog like me? Yes, cried the witch. So the frog bounded on. The witch tapped the broomstick and whoosh, they were gone. Over the moors and the mountains they flew. The frog jumped for joy and the broom snapped in two. Down fell the cat and the dog and the frog. Down they went tumbling into a bog. The witch's half broomstick flew into a cloud and the witch heard a roar that was scary and loud. So change the speed to add some drama. What's going to happen? Be prepared. I am a dragon as mean as can be, and I'm planning to have witch and chips for my tea. So I might hold out showing the picture there so the children can attend to the language that I'm using, and I've changed my intonation and volume of my voice. And then I might show them as the witch reacts. No, cried the witch, flying higher and higher. The dragon flew after her, breathing out fire. Help, cried the witch, flying down to the ground. She looked all around, but no help could be found. The dragon drew nearer and, licking his lips, said, maybe this once I'll have witch without chips. So I feel like I need to share the end of the story with you because we've got this far in. So back to our very last page. Yes, cried the witch, and they all clambered on. The witch tapped the broomstick and whoosh, they were gone. So by the time you get to the end of the story, you could be adding in some pauses. And I know you might feel a little bit uncomfortable at the start, pausing for what feels like longer than you naturally should pause. But that gives your child a chance to maybe say the key phrase that you're looking for, or vocalise, or look to you to indicate that they know something's going to happen that's repeatedly happened in the story. So I'm holding my pause there. The witch tapped the broomstick and whoosh, they were gone, to see if your child responds or vocalises or says the phrase back to you. The last thing I would say is don't be afraid to shorten some of the phrases and the sentences that are on the book, okay? So if you see your child starting to lose interest, just pick out what you see in the page. So I've just opened the page here, and the text here is quite long, as you can see, but I might just choose to just pick out the key phrases on this. So, oh, the witch flew in the rain. Oh, uh-oh, down goes her wand. Down, cried the witch, and they flew to the ground. They searched the wand, but no wand can be found. So I've really shortened the text that's on this page just to try and keep the pace up of the story. But most of all, have lots of fun sharing stories with your child. And if you want any more tips or tricks, or we can help with giving you books or stories that your child's interested in, just contact your child's class teacher and we're more than happy to help. Thank you.